Strange Block Beats.
I pray for better days. Working hard cause I want extra pay. Talk to them seeds, but you must demonstrate. Cause it's your ways that they gon' imitate. Non-violent. Sometimes I wish I would've went to college. Frown proudly. Cause where I'm from, they hate you when you smiling. Your faith should be your gun. You can't leave home without it. The children being grown cause all the parents acting childish. You show them your reality, I bet they doubt it. You tell them all about your dreams just when they out it. Your own blood. Ain't no family no more. They do you badly for show. You try to patch up your soul, Lord knows you on a mission to show him you so submissive. The prayer said in silence, you know the devil can hear him. Pay attention. Know the war's within. How much time do you spend Try to balance your zen, then again, losses is lessons. You tell me you trying to win. We know about saving money. You tell me you trying to spend that blood on it. Sweat, tears, you put that love on it. Your best years was just a dumb moment. You tired of going hungry. Can't deal with fake making your life lonely. Your lack of faith that left your soul boning. But you gon' work and you gon' strive. Do what it takes to survive. What is truth? What is a lie? You know that war's inside. Some get draped into the fake. They don't know what to decide. Wrong choice meet your demise. Keep that between you and I. You realize some people you gon' let go. You visualize the things you need to feed your soul is on the rise. They not gon' wanna let you go, but it's alright. It's cool to bury what's gon' grow. Went from wrong to the right and to the dark to the light. It was a hell of a fight. You give it all your might. Gotta hold on tight and you stay strong and precise. You fight the war that's inside, cause it might change your life. From wrong to the right and to the dark from the light. It was a hell of a fight. You give it all your might. You just hold on tight and you stay strong and precise. You fight the war that's inside, cause it might change your life. I ain't the person that I used to be. So what I do today ain't things that you used to see. Stay the same, no, things change usually. Some folk I may know might get reintroduced to me. Yeah, I ain't the person that I used to be. So what I do today ain't things that you used to see. Stay the same, no, things change usually. Some folk I may know might get reintroduced to me. Yeah.
A big salute, family. It's your brother K. Judah, giving our praise to the Most High Yah and faith in Yahshua HaMashiach. To the Israelite family worldwide, I say peace and blessings. Big salute to the CUC family, my FOPE family, and all my beloved brothers and sisters in the chat. Let me say this first, family. I want to give a big salute to my brother Sharsham, Elder Quanat, and our sister Naphtali, who handle business over there on Sinetta's channel. A lot of people don't know this, but there's a thing called standing in another man's light. Let me say that one more time. Standing in another man's light. Now you might be wondering, man, what are you talking about? When a man put hours and hours into his craft, or into the scriptures, or into getting understanding, or into history and biblical truth, and you have another group of men who sits around and wait for that. Let me not say that man. Let me say these men, because Sharsham, Elder Quanat, and also our brother Yehuda put a lot of time and effort into the history, into the scriptures, into the Hebrew, into bringing the biblical truth to the people. Now, all of a sudden, the biblical truth that they've been bringing for years, now men are sitting around the channel watching and acting like they came up with this understanding. They put the hours into it. Not so long ago, ISUPK didn't believe Root was no Israelite. Now all of a sudden, Root is an Israelite. Now all of a sudden, everybody understand the rape doctrine. Now all of a sudden, the 12 tribe chart has been dismantled by brothers. They didn't have that understanding at first. I'm just keeping it 1,000. But they don't give credit to where they got this information from, and we know how it goes. Because men want to pretend to act like they the ones bought it out, and don't give credit to the brothers who really sat down and put the time and energy into bringing out the understanding. That's called standing in another man's light. That's just like watching a brother's channel. You take everything that brother say, you write everything down. You take all that man words coming out of his mouth. I ain't talking about the scriptures, because the word is Yah's and Yahshua's word. I'm talking about another man's talking points. You take everything another man say verbatim and go repeat it on your channel and say, man, look what I found out, y'all. That's standing in another man's light, dog. You shouldn't do nothing like that. But we know it's going on. So big salute to my sister Naphtali. Big salute to my brother Sharsham, Honey Badger Gang, and big salute to Elder Quanat. So as you can see the title say, did you know, Israel, that the scriptures can also turn prophetic in the chapter that you read? Did you know that? Did you know, family, that the scriptures can turn prophetic in the chapter that you read. I'm going to let the Bible show you what I'm talking about. Let's get it. Before I get started, man, I talked to my brother Sham last night, and I was talking to that nigga like he was Muhammad Ali. That nigga didn't shook up the world. My brother Sham he a cold brother, dog. I'm telling y'all right now. Sham be having them boys shook, man. My brother got on that panel and blazed that panel. So big salute to my brother, man. I'm serious. Big salute to my brother Elder Quinat, man. He handled business too, and our sister Nathalie. I'm telling y'all, man. Hey, FOPE, my brothers be handling business, man. And everybody think us they don't be going live and they quiet, that they don't be seeing what's going on. So I asked UPK, thank my brothers for y'all finding out that Root was an Israelite. Thank me and my brother Yehuda, who did the class, that Root was an Israelite. My brother Sham broke down to y'all Genesis 49, the tribes of Israel, which are 12, but y'all want to lie and say 13 and 14. But we know how it go. Let's get it, man. So what I'm going to do, family, I want to show you, according to the Bible, that when you read the scriptures, it may say the Songs of Solomon. It may say the Psalm of David. The book may be called the Prophet Jeremiah. The book may be called the Prophet Zachariah. But I'm going to show you in the scriptures that even though it say David, Solomon, Zachariah, Jeremiah, Isaiah, the things that are written in this Bible, which are prophetic, never happened to none of these men. Let me say it one more time. I'm going to show you, according to the Bible, the things that are written, even though it say David, even though it say Solomon, even though it say Jeremiah, even though it say Zacharias, even though it say Jonah, I'm going to show you in the Bible that these things never happened to the men, the things we're going to read. For instance, let me go to Psalms 40 and 7. Psalms 40 and 7. And I'm going to get one more precept, Hebrews 10 and 7. And I'm going to show you that Yahshua come in the volume of the book. So if somebody is telling you that something is written of me, that means everything that is being spoken is of this individual. He's speaking through the mouth of the men who's writing it down. No different than when somebody write a book. You telling somebody else to write down your story. But it's your story. That's what Yahshua did. He's speaking through the mouth of everybody in this Bible. And it's his story. Because he come in the volume of the book, it is written of him to do his Father's will. Let's go to Psalms 40 and 7. One verse. And then I'm going to get Hebrews chapter 10, verse 7. Big salute to my young brother, Israelite only camp killer. My young brother been handling business. Big salute to my brother, Israelite camp killer. Israelite only camp killer. Been destroying Sakari. Been destroying false doctrine. My young brother been all over YouTube handling the Most High's business. I mean, destroying everything coming his path. Check them out, family. Israelite only camp killer. Been destroying the One West doctrine. Straight up, family. Big salute to my young brother. Psalms 40 and 7, and it reads, Then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me. What did Yahshua just say? But somebody gonna say, nah, brother, that say David. Let me read it one more time. Then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me. He say the volume of the book is written of him. This not talking about no David, because the volume of this book is not written about David. So who is this individual? Let's go to Hebrews chapter 10, verse 7. And then I'm going to show y'all how the scriptures, you can be reading one chapter, but then it could turn prophetic on you. You can be in a chapter of the Bible, and that thing can turn prophetic on you. So you got to know when it's switching. When David is talking, and then it can turn prophetic just like that. And then you are sure it's who it's prophesying about. Even though David is speaking, even though it say the Psalm of David, I'm going to show you how the Bible is, David is talking. And then it went boom, straight prophetic to Yahshua. Let's go to Hebrews 10. And after I get done with this live, I'm about to go get me some good Detroit pizza. That Detroit pizza hit hard, fam. Y'all need to try it. I'm telling you, it hit hard. Well, you know, you got to be in Houston, Texas. On it. Timothy, get you some of that Detroit pizza, my brother. And put you some of that hamburger meat on there, that beef. Ooh, Tim, I'm telling you, boy. Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 7. And it reads, then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me to do thy will, O God, above when he said sacrifice and offerings and burnt offerings and offering for sins. Thou wouldest not. Neither had his pleasure therein, which are offered by the law, the sacrificial law. Then said he, lo, I come to do thy will, O God. He taketh away the first, the law of animal sacrifice, that he may establish the second, the blood under Yahshua HaMashiach. But the which will we are sanctified through the offering of the body of Yahshua once for all. So he just gave you the answer. That in Psalms 40 and 7, I come in the volume of the book, it is written of me. Hebrews chapter 7, verse 10 and 7 go a little further than Psalms 40 and 7 because it let you know who it was talking about. He said he take it away the first, law of animal sacrifice, that he may establish the second, the covenant under the blood of Yahshua HaMashiach. And then what it tell you in verse 10, by the which will we are sanctified through the offering of the body of Yahshua HaMashiach once for all. So there you go, family. This whole Bible from Genesis to Revelation is about Yahshua HaMashiach. But hold up, K. Judah, God created Adam. Yes, absolutely. He put all that you see into the hands of man. He put all that you see into the hands of his people. The world and the fullness thereof was established that man may have dominion over the work of God's hand. He didn't give it to angels. He gave it to man. So God had a plan for man. And the will of Yah was to create man in his image. Check this out, though. In our likeness. But you are not created after his kind. Because all flesh ain't the same flesh. So he made Adam in his image. But not after his kind. That's why you have to be born again, family. What you mean born again? Because you was born into man's family, right? Flesh and blood. All flesh, not the same flesh. 1 Corinthians 15. And then you have to be born again into God's family, his kind. What is God's kind? Spirit beings. Spirit beings. Everything in heaven is spirit, no flesh and blood. Everything down here on earth is flesh and blood. Now we can walk in the spirit, but you are not after God's kind in the spirit. You have to be born again into God's family, just like you was born into man's family. That's called knowledge now. Now let's go ahead and show you how the scriptures are prophetic. Now y'all remember when I told y'all in the book of Songs of Solomon, it says at the top, the Songs of Solomon. But let me show you how this prophetic and this not talking about Solomon. Let's get it. Let's go to Songs of Songs. Songs of Solomon, chapter 1. And I pray this helps somebody, because I was having a conversation with some brothers and they didn't know that the Bible can also switch to being prophetic and go way beyond David, way beyond the prophet, way beyond whoever writing the book that Christ is speaking through. Sometimes you have to pay attention to detail, because those scriptures can go way over your head and be talking about something, and you think it's talking about David, you think it's talking about Solomon, but it ain't. I'm about to show you right now. Let's go to Songs of Solomon, chapter 1. And this is going to help somebody. I guarantee you, when they read the scriptures from this day forward, the Lord is going to show you and help you, and Yahshua is going to show you and help you that you have to pay attention to the scriptures. You have to know when it's switching over to something else, like this right here. Songs of Solomon, chapter 1. And pay attention to this, family. Listen. Big salute to everybody coming in the chat. Big salute. My beloved sister Arca 007, my CUC sister, I see you. And thank you for sending out the notifications, my beloved sister. Songs of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 1, and it reads, the songs of songs, which is Solomon's. Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth. Thy love is better than wine, because of the Savior of thy good ornaments. Thy name is as an ornament pole forth. Therefore do the virgins love thee. Now somebody may read that and say, oh yeah, this talking about Solomon, K. Judah. This talking about Solomon and the daughters of Zion, which are the women of Zion. That's what people say, right? This talking about Solomon and the women, which are the daughters of Zion. But if you keep reading, it's going to give you the understanding. Watch. Verse 4, draw me. We will run after thee. The king got brought me into his chambers. We will be glad and rejoice in thee. We will remember thy love more than wine. The upright love thee. Who are the upright that love Solomon? Man, this went way beyond Solomon. If you didn't catch that, if you didn't just catch that, it say the upright. Those who walk upright love thee. Who do we love, y'all? And who are we trying to walk upright for, y'all? The Most High Yah through his son, Yahshua HaMashiach. That's who the upright love. This ain't talking about no Solomon. Because Solomon fell. But he repented, though, as you read the Proverbs and Ecclesiastes. Solomon repented, got his mind right. But Solomon had many strange women. Solomon sinned against the Lord. So who is this man that we love, that we are walking upright? Because we love him. Let me keep reading. Verse 5. I am black, but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. This person said, I'm black and beautiful. This person said, oh, ye daughters of Jerusalem, because you have to understand, I didn't already point it out to y'all. The daughters of Jerusalem in context could be talking about the daughters of Jerusalem, meaning the women, or it could be talking about the people of Jerusalem. Okay, Judah, what you mean the people of Jerusalem? Because God look at Israel as a son. He look at Israel as a daughter. He look at Israel as a wife. And then you got to understand that Jerusalem is the capital of Judah. Just like the northern kingdom capital was Samaria. So the surrounding villages and people surrounding are the daughters of Jerusalem. He wasn't just talking about no women. He talking to his wife, his daughters of Jerusalem, the towns and villages surrounding this place. That's why he say the upright love thee. He didn't just say no women love thee. He said the upright. The upright is men and women. Now let me keep reading down, so it's gonna let you know this ain't talking about no women. He talking about his nation. This is a love story between Yahshua and the children of Israel, daughters of Jerusalem. Knowledge. How we know that, K. Judah? Let me read it again. Verse 5. I am black but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. Look not upon me because I am black, because the sun have looked upon me. My mother's children was angry with me. Hold on, I thought it was talking about women. He said, my mother's children. These are the daughters of Jerusalem. What you talking, K. Judah? Man, the people that was in Jerusalem, the people of Judah, the surrounding people. My mother's children was angry with me. What you mean? They wasn't angry with Solomon. Solomon had peace in his kingdom. Solomon, he didn't even go to war. Not one time. The man had peace. So who is this man? His mother's children is angry with him. Let's find out. Verse 6 again. Look not upon me because I am black, because the sun have looked upon me. My mother's children was angry with me. They made me the keeper of the vineyards, but my own vineyard have I not kept. Who is the vineyard that the Lord did not keep? Before I can get these multiple precepts, he just said, other vineyards have I kept, but my own vineyard I did not keep. Why, y'all? His mother's children was angry with him. They made him the keeper of the vineyard. What is the vineyard? Let's go to Isaiah chapter 5. And I told you this ain't talking about no Solomon. Solomon don't got no vineyard. This man right here has a vineyard. Let's see what it is. Isaiah chapter 5. You see how the scriptures went prophetic real quick? It say songs of song, which is Solomon. But as you keep reading down, man, it's talking about Yahshua, y'all. The upright love Yahshua, not Solomon. His mother's children wasn't angry with him. It was Yahshua, our mother's children, was angry with him. How we know that? Let's go, family, to Isaiah chapter 5. And it's the precept to where he just said, I took care of the vineyards, but my own vineyard I did not keep. Why, y'all? Let's see. Isaiah chapter 5. This the precept. Because the Bible say line should be up on line and precept on precept. So that's how we're going to read it, family, to get the understanding. The Bible going to talk to you. Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 1. Now will I sing to my well-beloved, a song of my beloved, touching his vineyard. Hold up, touching who vineyard? Isaiah vineyard? No, y'all. This went way beyond Isaiah. This is Yahshua talking through Isaiah. Just like he just talked through Solomon. Just like I'm about to show you how he talked through David. This is knowledge now. Now will I sing to my well-beloved a song of my beloved, touching his vineyard. My beloved have a vineyard in a very fruitful hill, and he fenced it, and gathered out the stones thereof, and planted it with the choicest vine, and built a tower in the midst of it. And I also made a wine press therein. And he looked that it should bring forth grapes, and it brought forth wild grapes. This why he cannot take care of his vineyard. Other vineyards I took care of, but my own vineyard have I not kept. Why, K. Judah? Because when I look for grapes, righteousness and equity, and compassion and love and mercy, man, y'all gave me wild grapes. You went crazy. You went crazy on the Lord. So he couldn't deal with the vineyard. I couldn't take care of the vineyard, even though I gave it the choicest vines. I put a wine press in it. I made it beautiful. It was my well-beloved. But she went crazy on me and brought forth wild grapes instead of grapes, righteousness. Verse 3. And now, O inhabitants of Jerusalem. Did he just tell you, O daughters of Jerusalem? And then he just told you inhabitants of Jerusalem. Get that knowledge, y'all. Who is the inhabitants of Jerusalem? The people of Judah. The capital, Jerusalem. The people, surrounding inhabitants, towns and villages in Jerusalem. O daughters of Jerusalem. He's talking to all the people, y'all. That's why he talking about his vineyard, not just women. Vineyard is all the nation. Well, at this time, Judah and Jerusalem. But he gonna tell you Israel too, meaning the northern kingdom, because there was a split. There was a split. Woo, this Bible cold, boy, I'm telling you. Man. Verse 3. And now, inhabitants of Jerusalem and men of Judah, judge, I pray you, betwixt me and my vineyard. What could have been done more to my vineyard that I have not done in it? Wherefore, when I looked that it should bring forth grapes, righteousness, it brought forth wild grapes, wickedness. And now go to, I would tell you what I would do to my vineyard. I would take away the heads thereof. He's going to take your protection. And it should be eaten up. He's going to let the nations break you down and break down the wall thereof. They destroyed Jerusalem. And it should be trodden down. They doing that right now. They have made the real Jerusalem a national park. That's how they trodden it down. Verse 6. And I will lay it waste. How he laid it waste? He allowed the nations to come in and sack it. It should not be pruned nor dig. But that should, hold up. It should not be pruned nor dig. What did he tell you in Songs of Solomon? Other vineyards I'd had, but my own vineyard, I didn't take care of my vineyard. But I took care of other vineyards, but not my own. Why? Because when I looked for grapes, it brought forth wild grapes, wickedness. So I'm not going to prune it. I'm not going to dig it. Everything that I did that was beautiful to it, I'm going to let it go waste. I'm going to let it be destroyed. How? He let the nations eat it up. Verse 6, and I will lay it waste, and it should not be pruned nor dig, but there shall come up briars and thorns. And I also will command the clouds that they rain no rain upon it. For the vineyard of the Lord of hosts, it's the house of Israel, and the men of Judah, his pleasant plant. Get that knowledge now. Now, do you see how it's prophetic? How it went, it make you think it's talking about Solomon, but he not. That's Yahshua, the upright love Yahshua, not Solomon. Our mother's children was not angry with Solomon. They was angry with somebody else. Now, can we go back to Songs of Solomon? Because I just proved to you who is the vineyard of the Lord of hosts, which is the house of Israel and the men of Judah, his pleasant plant. Let's go back to Songs of Songs, which is Solomon, chapter 1. Now I'm going to show you who our mother's children was angry with. But I want you to pay attention how the scriptures are going to make it seem like this talking about David in the whole chapter, but then it's going to switch to Yahshua HaMashiach. Because I told you I had a conversation with some brothers, but they didn't understand the prophetic part of the scriptures. So I had to help them out, which is what we're supposed to do, help our brothers and sisters out, right? So the point that I'm telling y'all is that when people read the scriptures, and if you are just going to read it straight through and you're not going to stop to pay attention to detail, pay attention to words and the meanings and how things can go way beyond David, way beyond Solomon, way beyond Isaiah, way beyond Zachariah, way beyond Jeremiah. You have to pay attention to the details. Let me show you the details that I'm talking about. Let's go to Songs of Songs. Again, chapter 1. And we're going to read verse 6 again. Pay attention to this, y'all. I told you this Bible a cold piece of work. It give me all, jelly in the inside and have me jumping up and down like a kid. I get very, very excited, boy, when I'm reading these scriptures. And when the Lord allow understanding to come forth, it's a beautiful thing, family, beautiful thing. Songs of Song, which is Solomon chapter 1 and verse 6 again. Now, we didn't already prove who the vineyard is. Isaiah chapter 5. It let us know that the vineyard of the Lord of hosts is the house of Israel and the men of Judah. Why the Lord did not just say the whole house of Israel? Because there was a split after Solomon went crazy. He sinned against the Lord, many strange women. God split the kingdom. And ever since then, it's been a house of Israel and Judah and Jerusalem. Judah and Jerusalem. Songs of Songs chapter 1 and verse 6. Look not upon me because I am black, because the sun have looked upon me. My mother's children was angry with me. My mother's children was angry with me. My mother's children was angry with me. They made me the keeper of the vineyards, but my own vineyard have I not kept. And we just proved to you why. Because when I looked for grapes, it brought forth wild grapes. So who is our mother's children angry with, family? Who is our mother's children angry with? Let's go to Psalm 69. Now watch how the scriptures are finna be talking about David, but then it's going to switch. Psalm 69. And I'll show you according to the Bible when it switch. Because I tell people, man, the Bible give you a whole different perspective. When you move past just the head knowledge, you got to get the spiritual knowledge. The head knowledge, cool. But you got to go way beyond just that head knowledge. Psalm 69. And I'm going to pick it up at verse 1. What do the, I don't know if y'all Bible say this, but at the top of Psalm 69, my Bible say a Psalm of David. So when people see that, first thing they say, man, this whole chapter talking about David. You have been woefully misinformed. No, it's not. We're about to show you right now, according to the Bible. Watch this. Psalm 69, verse 1, and it reads, save me, O God, for the waters are come in unto my soul. I sink in deep mire, where there is no standing. And I'm coming to deep waters, where the floods overflow me. And I'm weary of my crying. My throat is dry. My eyes fail while I wait for my God. They that hate me without a cause are more than the hairs of my head. Hold up, Lord. Saul, he was trying to get David. But this person just said the people that are against him are more than the hairs on his head. But let me keep reading, though. They go, okay, Judah, they're talking about David, brother. You got to keep reading, K. Judah. That's talking about David, brother. I ain't talking about no imaginary man named Christ, Jesus, Yahshua, Yahweh, whatever you call him. That ain't talking about no Christ. That's talking about David, K. Judah. You got it wrong, brother. Really. Verse 4, they that hate me without a cause are more than the hairs on my head. They will destroy me, being my enemies wrongfully, are mightier than I. Then I restored that which I took not away. Hold up, stop. Whoa. Hold up. This individual restored that which he took not away. A Psalm of David, K. Judah, but the person just said, I restored that which I took not away. What did this individual restore that he took not away? Your access to eternal life. He restored it, but he didn't take it away. Who took it away? Adam. Who restored it? Yahshua. I restored that which I took not away. You can't say this David right here. You see how the scriptures, David talking, but there's somebody talking through David, and it went way beyond David's head. Now, let me show you where it's finna go back to David. And then it's going to come right back to Yahshua. Woo! Verse 4. They that hate me without a cause are more than the hairs on my head. They that would destroy me, being my enemies wrongfully, are mightier than I. Then I restored that which I took not away. Oh God, thou knowest my foolishness and my sins, and I hid from thee. Boy, when them brothers read this, they say, K. Judah, I told you, you're wrong. You're wrong, K. Judah. They went crazy, boy. They say, you see, Christ didn't have no sin, right? But this individual has sin. And I said, slow down. Take a breath. Relax. Keep reading, brother. Because you stopped right there and got a little bit too excited. You got to keep reading, my brother. And as they kept reading, something happened again. It's finna switch over back to Yahshua. Now, I want y'all to remember what we read in Songs of Songs. My mother's children was angry with me. Just keep that in your head. My mother's children was angry with me. Keep that in your head. My mother's children was angry with me. Now watch this. I'm going to go back up and read it again. Verse 5. Oh God, thou knowest my foolishness, and my sins are not hid from thee. Y'all ready for it to go back to Christ? Here you go. Let not them that wait on thee, O Lord God of hosts, be ashamed for my sake. Let not those that seek thee be confounded for my sake, O God of Israel. Why, Yahshua? Because for thy sake I have borne reproach. Shame have covered my face, and become a stranger unto my brethren. Oh, hold up. My mother's children was angry with me, and become a stranger unto my brethren, and an alien unto my mother's children. Man, you better get that knowledge. Who have become an alien unto his mother's children? Who have become a reproach? Who have borne shame for God? Who came in a flesh and blood body and manifested our Father in heaven and bore shame for God? Yahshua. Now it went way beyond David's head. And I'll become a stranger unto my brethren, and an alien unto my mother's children. Shame have covered my face. Verse 8 again. And I'll become a stranger unto my brethren, and an alien unto my mother's children. For the zeal of thy house, Most High Yah, have eaten me up, and the reproaches of them that reproach the Father are falling upon me. This ain't talking about no David. Went way beyond David. David was not reproached for the Father. Yahshua bore shame for the Father. Yahshua's mother's children was angry with him. His father's house have eaten him up, meaning the people of Judah and Jerusalem. Knowledge now. This Bible cold. Cold. Now let's get some more. Now, since we didn't prove that, according to Songs of Solomon, let me show you that Songs of Solomon is a love story between Yahshua and Judah and Jerusalem, but really the whole nation. But you have to remember there was a split. So that's why Yahshua say daughters of Jerusalem. Just like when Yahshua came on the scene, what did Yahshua say in Zachariah 9 verse 9? Go ye tell the daughters of Jerusalem, your king coming, riding up on the ass. The fourth the coal up on the ass. Come on, man. Come on, man. Go tell ye the daughter of Jerusalem, your king coming unto thee. He is lowly and riding up on the ass, the fourth the coal of an ass. Knowledge. But we know he loved the whole nation of Israel. But the Lord come from Judah or Yehudah. Now let's go back to Songs of Song. Now watch what the Lord about to say. I want you to see how this woman is looking for her beloved, searching for her beloved, but she could not find him. And I'm going to show you why according to the Bible. This Bible is a cold piece of work. If you sincerely want to get understanding, the Lord will give it to you. But you have to be sincere. The Lord ain't going to bless no filth. Songs of Songs, which is Solomon's. Now watch this. Boy, when I read this, man, I got chills running all through my body when I read this not too long ago. And I told y'all, sometimes I don't write nothing down. I go straight off the dome. And why do I do that? Because I got to be ready in season, out of season. I might be at the corner store and have to whoop my phone out. I got to know where I'm going in the scripts. I'm telling you, man, you got to do your due diligence. You got to be on point. You got to be on point. Because the devil is always on point, even though he wicked. But boy, he going to do his job. And he going to do it good and great and magnificent, even though he wicked. And you got to do your job to counter his attacks by handling your business for the Lord. Because the Lord said, who going to fight for me and stand up for me against the evildoers? So they mean you got to be on your job. Let's go to Songs of Songs, back to Songs of Songs, which is Solomon. And watch how this woman's searching for her beloved, seeking her beloved. But something happened, K. Judah. She could not find him. And we finna find out why. This is Songs of Songs, which is Solomon's. And we're going to pick it up at chapter 3 and verse 1. Check this out, family. Look at what this woman's saying to her beloved. Songs of Songs, chapter 3 and verse 1. By night, on my bed, I sought him whom my soul loveth. I sought him, but I found him not. I will rise now and go about the city in the streets and in the broad ways. I seek him whom my soul loveth. I sought him, but I found him not. The watchmen that go about the city found me, to whom said, saw ye whom my soul loveth? It was but a little that I passed from them, but I found him whom my soul loveth, and I held him and would not let him go until I said, I have brought him into my mother's house, until I have brought him into my mother's house and into the chambers of her that conceived me. I charge you, all ye daughters of Jerusalem, by the roes and by the hinds of the field, that you stir not up nor awake my love till he please. Who is this that coming out of the wilderness like the pillars of smoke? Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. She say, who is this man coming out of the wilderness like pillars of smoke? Let me go back up to verse 3, man. And verse 1 again. By night, on my bed, I sought him whom my soul loveth. I sought him, but I found him not. I will rise now and go about the city in the streets and in the broad ways. I seek him whom my soul loveth. I sought him, but I found him not. Why, K. Judah? Why, according to the Bible, brother? Why that she sought him, but she could not find him? She held her beloved. She would not let him go. But it said that she was seeking for him. She was searching for him, but she could not find him, K. Judah. Why, brother? Why this woman could not find her beloved? Let's go to Hosea chapter 5. Hosea chapter 5 and verse 15. Hosea chapter 5 and verse 15. Hosea chapter 5 and verse 15. And it reads, I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offenses and seek my face. In their affliction, they will seek me early. Why she couldn't find her beloved? Because your beloved turned his back and said, I will go back to my place. I'm going back to heaven. And I'm going to turn on you. You're going to seek me. When you acknowledge your offenses, you're going to seek me and you're going to find me in your affliction. So why she couldn't find her beloved? Because he returned to his place. And what he did, K. Judah? What he did, brother? He said, I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offenses and seek my face. In their affliction, they will seek me early. So she was looking for her beloved. She was running for her beloved. And when she found him, she held him. But if you read all the Songs of Solomon, it's going to keep telling you that she was seeking her beloved and she could not find him. He had withdrawn himself. Hold up. Okay, Judah. Woo, boy, the spirit is moving and working, boy. The spirit is moving and working. Because the Bible is showing you that Yahshua come in the volume of the book. Yahshua say, it is written of me. So if it's written of him, who is doing all these talking through the prophets? Who is doing this talking through the kings? Who is doing it talking through Moses? Who is doing it talking in the Psalms and the Proverbs and Ecclesiastes? Who is this man doing all this talking? Let's go to Songs of Solomon chapter 2. And man, this some beautiful game right here, boy. If I can talk like this to a woman, whoo, I mean, boy, I know I can make her heart melt. I'm going to start saying stuff like this. Listen, y'all. Songs of Solomon chapter 2 and verse 1. I am the rose of Sharon and the lily of the valleys. And the lily among thorns, so is my love among the daughters. As the apple tree among the trees of the wood, so is my beloved among the sons. I sat down under his shadow with great delight, and his fruit was sweet to my taste. Meaning his words, y'all. He brought me to the banqueting house, and his banner over me was love. Stay me with flagons, comfort me with apples, for I am sick of love. His left hand is under my head, and his right hand do embrace me. I charge you, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, by the roes and by the hinds of the field, that you stir not up, nor awake my love till he please. The voice of my beloved, behold, he coming leaping upon the mountains, skipping upon the hills. My beloved is like a roe or a young hart. Behold, he standeth behind our wall. He looketh forth at the windows, showing himself through the lattice. My beloved spake and said unto me, rise up, my love, my fair one, and come away. For lo, the winter is past, the rain is over and gone. The flowers appear on the earth, the time of the singing of birds is come, and the voice of the turtle is heard in our land. The fir tree putting forth her green figs, and the vine with the tender grapes give a good smell. Arise, my love, my fair one, and come away. Oh, my dove, that are in the cliffs of the rocks, in the secret places of the stairs. Let me see thy countenance. Let me hear thy voice. For sweet is thy voice, and thy countenance is comely. Talking about Yahshua. Take us the foxes, the little foxes that spoil the vines. For our vines have tender grapes. My beloved is mine, and I am his. He feedeth among the lilies until the daybreak, and the shadows flee. Turn, my beloved, and be thou like a roe or a young hart upon the mountains of Bethel. Man, this is Yahshua, man. Y'all seen this relationship between this woman and her beloved? Do you see what she's saying to her beloved and what her beloved saying to her? Boy, this some sweet talking right here, boy. This make the heart melt. This will make a woman heart melt. If we read this right here, boy. Ooh, that was beautiful. I love it. Now watch this. Watch this, though. Watch this. This is Songs of Songs, chapter 4 and verse 1. What kind of hair do Christ have? Let's see. Christ say, behold, thou art fair, my love. Behold, thou art fair. Thou hast dove eyes within thy locks. This the woman talking to her beloved. Listen. Behold, thou art fair, my love. Behold, thou art fair. Thou hast dove eyes within thy locks. Thy hair is as a flock of goats that appear from Mount Gilead. Thy teeth are like a flock of sheep. What did the Bible say about Christ's teeth? It is white with milk. And what the Bible says is white with milk. So Christ got pearly whites. He's comely and beautiful. Oh, he's dark-skinned with them pearly white teeth. You know how some of our people be? They be so dark and beautiful, but boy, them teeth be shining snowflake white. Snowflake. And we ain't talking about the other snowflake. I said snowflake white, talking about the teeth. So I wanted to show y'all this. that if you read the rest of this on your own, this is a love story, y'all, between Yahshua and the daughters of Jerusalem, or the people of Jerusalem, and really the whole nation. Why I say that? Because when he said his vineyard in chapter 1, he's talking about the whole vineyard. He told you my vineyard is the house of Israel and the men of Judah, my pleasant plant. But this also include our sisters and the children and our elderly men and women. This the whole nation. It's not just talking about no Judah, just talking about all of Israel. So these beautiful words that they talking back and forth that she's saying to her beloved, and her beloved is saying to her, is Yahshua and Israel. She say, I looked for him, but I found him not. Why we could not find him when we were seeking him? Because he had returned to his place until we acknowledge our offenses and turn from sin. And in our affliction, we are doing it early. Turning back to our beloved. Can I get a little bit more, K. Judah? Can I get a little bit more? I think I can. I think I can. Now, I want y'all to see this. This is book right here. Now, Isaiah wrote this, but it's somebody speaking through Isaiah. What you talking, K. Judah? Let's go to Isaiah chapter 50 and verse 6. Isaiah chapter 50 and verse 6. Isaiah chapter 50 and verse 6. And then we're going to get this out of the mouth of 2 or 3 to let it be established. Isaiah was a prophet. He wrote this, but somebody speaking through him who told him to write this. What you talking, K. Judah? Let's see. Isaiah chapter 50 and verse 6. And it reads, I gave my back to the smiters and my cheeks to them that plucked off the hair. I hid not my face from shame and spitting. Who is this, K. Judah? Let's go, family, to Luke chapter 22 and verse 63. Luke 22. Luke 22 and verse 63. And it reads, and the men that held Yahshua mocked him and smote him. And when they had blindfolded him, they struck him on his face and asked him, saying, prophesy, who is it that smote thee? Do y'all see this? We just read that. We just read that. What else they did to our beloved? Let's go to Matthew 27. It just told you they mocked him. They beat him. He just told you I gave my back to the smiters. They mocked him and beat him. What else they did to him? And then he say he hid not his face from spitting. Did they spit on him? That's why I always say to y'all who have made Christ's sacrifice and put our beloved King to an open shame. Shame on you. Shame on you that you didn't even die in the place of your own sins. Could you have stood and allowed people to spit in your face? Could you have stood and allowed your back to get beaten? Allowed them to mock you, and he opened not his mouth. He was faithful to the Father. Could that be you? And you got the audacity to put the sacrifice and what he been through and put our beloved King to an open shame to say that he never died for our sins. Shame on you. Shame on you. Matthew 27. And let's see, did they spit on him? Matthew 27 and verse 30. Matthew 27 and verse 30. And it reads, and they spit upon him and took the reed and smote him on the head. And after they have mocked him, They took the robe off from him and put on his own raiment on him and led him away to be crucified. So the Bible just bagged up the Bible. That never happened to Isaiah. That happened to Yahshua. So I went to Isaiah 50:6 and got the precept that it would came and fulfilled itself according to Yahshua in Luke 22 and also Matthew 27. And throughout John, Mark, Luke, all of them wrote the account of how Yahshua was mocked and spit on and crucified. So the Bible stands true. But you see how the Bible has Isaiah writing these things, but it never happened to Isaiah. He didn't give his back to the smiters. They didn't spit on him. They didn't mock him. It went way beyond Isaiah. It was already prophesying what was going to happen to the just one, what was going to happen to our righteousness, the branch, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, Yahshua HaMashiach. It was already prophesied. That's why we are testifying of things written in the old, fulfilled in the new. Let me say it one more time. To the law and to the testimony. What is testimony? We are testifying of things written about of Yahshua HaMashiach, manifested and fulfilled in the New Testament. Knowledge. Let's get a little bit more. Now, let me show you in the book of Zachariah, it was prophesied that Yahshua had Zachariah to write down that he was going to be betrayed for 30 pieces of silver, way before Judas betrayed him. Let me say it again. Judas betrayed Yahshua for 30 pieces of silver. It was already prophesied in multiple places that Yahshua's friend who ate his bread was going to betray him. Oh, y'all think I'm just talking? Y'all think y'all brother just talking? No. I ain't just talking. We about to prove it. Oh, yeah, we about to prove it. Let me get it right now. Now, check this out. This is Psalms 41 and verse 9. And then we're going to go back to Zacharias. Let me do this first, and then we'll go back to Zacharias. Psalms 49 and 1. Check this out, y'all. Psalms 49 and 1. And watch what it say. Psalms 41 and 9. I said Psalms 49. I'm sorry, y'all. Psalms 41, verse 9. Psalms 41 and verse 9. My bad, family. Now, let me show you that this was already prophesied. This never happened to David, but it was already prophesied what was going to happen when Yahshua came, right? This is Psalms 41, verse 9. And it reads, yea, my own familiar friends in whom I trusted, which did eat of my bread, have lifted up his heel against me. Who is this, y'all? Judas. It was already prophesied that Judas, Yahshua's familiar friend, was going to lift up his heel against him. He ate the bread. The Bible just told you. Let me read it again. Verse 9. Psalms 41 and verse 9. Yea, my own familiar friends in whom I trusted, which did eat of my bread, have lifted up his heel against me. How did he do that? Let's go to Zechariah chapter 11. Zacharias. Let me show you something else that was already prophesied. That's why when people say, K. Judah, you can't prove Christ, I start laughing, thinking I can't prove Christ. I just laugh at you, brother or sister. And I really feel bad for you. I'm being honest. When y'all tell me Christ don't exist, my heart just hit the floor. I feel so sad and sorry for you, because if you die that way, he's not going to confess you before the Father, because you denied him in your ignorance, and you died denying him in your ignorance, and he will not confess you in the resurrection. If that ain't scary, and y'all are putting him to an open shame, shame on you, man. Shame on you. Shame on you. Zachariah chapter 11. Now remember, his own familiar friend lifted up his heel against him, who did eat his bread. How did he do it? This was already prophesied before they gave Judas Iscariot 30 pieces of silver. Y'all ready? Zechariah chapter 11. And I want to ask y'all a question so we can iron sharpen iron. Iron sharpen iron. Iron sharpen iron. This is Zechariah 11 and verse 7. And I'm going to ask y'all a question. He said, and I will feed the flock of the slaughter, even you, O poor of the flock, even you, O poor of the flock. And I took unto me two staffs, the one I called Beauty, and the other I called Bands. Who is Beauty? Just put it in the chat for me. Who is Beauty? Who is Bands? Who is Beauty? Who is Bands? Before I continue, I need my family to help me out. He say, I had two staffs. One I call Beauty, the other one I call Bands. Who is Beauty? Who is Bands? I need y'all to help me. I need help. Who is Bands, family, and who is Beauty? I'll be right back. Y'all put it in the chat for me. Who is Beauty and who is Bands? Thank you. Thank you, my no. Beauty is Yahshua. Bands is Israel. I'm about to read it to you. But you got it right though. You just gotta flip the Yashala around to the bands, because that's captivity. Bands mean captivity. Beauty is Yahshua. And I'm about to read it right now. Watch this. Verse 7. And I will feed the flock of the slaughter, even you, O poor of the flock. And I took unto me two staffs, the one I call Beauty, and the other I call Bands. And I fed the flock. 3 shepherds I cut off in 1 month, and my soul loathed them, and their soul also abhorred me. Then said I would not feed you. That died, let it die. And that is to be cut off, let it be cut off. And let the rest eat everyone the flesh of another. And I took my staff, even Beauty, and cut it asunder. How, y'all? He was crucified. How was he cut asunder? Died for the sins of the nation of Israel. You heard him. He just said, man, and I took Beauty and I cut it asunder. Now watch this, y'all. Keep listening. And I took my staff, even Beauty, and cut it asunder, that I might break the covenant which I had made with all the people. What covenant did he break that he made with all the people? What covenant did Yahshua break that he made with all the people, y'all? It told you in the book of Daniel. Y'all remember? Daniel chapter 9, verse 27. I will make a covenant with them for 1 week, and in the midst of the week, I will cause the sacrifice and oblation to cease. He's not talking about the covenant that he said in the days come that I make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the men of Judah. I will put my laws in their inward part, so he didn't break that covenant. He broke the covenant of the law of animal sacrifice when he was cut asunder. So Beauty is Yahshua, and Bands mean captivity. That's the nation of Israel. That's why he say, let it, he that supposed to die, let it die. I'm not going to feed you no more. He that supposed to die, die. Who supposed to go to captivity? Go to captivity. And I took bands and cut it asunder, and I broke my covenant with the people. Verse 11, and it was broken in that day. And so the poor of the flock that waited upon me knew that it was the word of the Lord. Verse 12, and I said unto them, if you think good, give me my price. And if not, forbear. So they weighed for my price 30 pieces of silver. And the Lord said unto me, cast it unto the potter, a goodly price, that I was praised out of them. And I took the 30 pieces of silver and cast them to the potter in the house of the Lord. Why did they cast them to the potter in the house of the Lord? What did Judas do? Let's go see. Let's go see. I told y'all, I'd rather read. Let's go to Matthew 26 and verse 15. What did Judas do to the 30 pieces of silver? He cast it back to them. And what they do with it? They bought a field because it was the price of blood. The Bible is a cold piece of work, boy. Every time my partner try to invite me to his house, his other partners tell him, man, don't bring him over here. And this is a true story. All facts. Every time that boy try to get me to talk about the Bible with somebody, man, don't bring K. Jude over here. We're going to leave if he come. Matthew 26 and verse 15. Verse 14, family. Then one of the 12 called Judas Iscariot went unto the chief priests and said unto them, what will you give me? And I will deliver him unto you. And they covenanted with him for 30 pieces of silver. Woo! Man, this Bible cold, dog. Do you not see what the Bible is doing? The Bible is lining it up for you. Everything I read in the Old Testament, I just got it in the New Testament. It's testifying of the things of the Hamashiach. That's why when Christ walked the earth, what did he say? As it is written, as it is written, as it is written. Because he was testifying of the things written of him because he come in the volume of the book. It is written of Yahshua. It is written of Yahshua. So he told you in Psalms 41 and 9, my own familiar friend lifted up his heel against me. He told you in Zachariah chapter 11, I had two staffs, one called beauty, the other called bands, but beauty I cut asunder, meaning he was crucified. And I broke my covenant, the law of animal sacrifice. But the people that knew me waited for me to pour of the flock, and they knew it was the word of the Lord. And some people, when he walked and came on the scene, they knew he was coming. They knew he was the Hamashiach. Save now. Oh, son of David, save now. Hosanna, Hosanna, son of David, save now. What you mean save now? Because they knew that was the Messiah coming to save the nation of Israel for the remission of sins. And as many as was believed through faith. I don't know how other people may feel about God's word, but I feel like doing James Brown right now. That's just me, though. I can only speak for me and my excitement. So he covenanted with them for 30 pieces of silver. But Yahshua said that Judas gave it back to them. Hold up. Yahshua said that Judas gave it back to the chief priest. Let's go to Matthew 27, and I'm going to pick it up at verse 1. Matthew 27 and verse 1. Matthew 27 and verse 1. And it reads, hey, Timothy, don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up, brother. Because I guarantee you, bro, you was only giving the information you had at that time, bro. But that's the beauty of the Lord. We always increase in knowledge every day. So you don't got to beat yourself up. Whatever you told somebody, brother, each day you wake up, you can always correct it. Because just like FOPE, they came out of many things they was teaching wrong to people and corrected the error and now teach people right. So don't beat yourself up, Tim. We learning every single day, bro. Tim, I done read this Bible from front to back, brother, for 10 years straight. And guess what? When I started over back in the Bible, I learned things that I didn't even catch the first time. Because it's the ever-learning book, bro. And we learning every single day. That's why you will never hear me call myself nothing, no scholar, no nothing, because I'm always learning. I'm not none of those things. I am a student of the book, a servant of Yah. No prophet, no bishop, no preacher. I am a student of the book. And this Bible, I'm learning things I didn't catch the first 10 years. Now I started over from Genesis again. Now I'm in the book of Psalms. And I've been catching things. That's how I'm able to put all this together today, right now, through the Spirit of the Lord. Showing y'all that you can read a chapter of the Bible. You can read a chapter of the Bible. But you have to know when it's turned to prophetic. What do I mean prophetic? Because sometimes the scriptures go way beyond the time that it's talking about. Meaning that dispensation of time, it go way beyond that dispensation of time. So you might be in one timeline, but it take you to a whole nother timeline in the future. You might be dealing with this dispensation of time, but then Christ take you all the way into the time when he come on the scene. That's why I tell people you have to understand timelines and dispensations of time. And if you can understand that, I guarantee you, you got to understand the history. You have to understand the history of what happened in these different dispensations of time. And you have to understand that the scriptures is also prophetic. Even though a prophet may be writing it, it can switch on you real quick. And you got to know when it's switching to prophetic. Because everything I've been reading so far, at the time that it was written, it didn't happen at that time. It happened in a different dispensation of time. And it's the time that Yahshua came on the scene. So it was already prophesied that Judas was going to betray him. It was already prophesied he was going to be betrayed for 30 pieces of silver. It was already prophesied that I cut beauty asunder and I fed the flock of the slaughter into captivity. He already prophesied these things. I was spit on was prophesied in Isaiah 50 and 6. They spit in my face. I gave my back to the smiters. It was already prophesied, y'all. So we are testifying of things written in the old, manifested in the new through Yahshua HaMashiach. And this how he was able to testify and say, as it is written, as it is written, as it is written of me. Do it not say in your law? Do it not say this? It is written of me. Did you not read in the Isaiah? Did you not read in the prophets? He kept telling them that. He kept telling them that. So this is Matthew 27 and verse 1. When the morning was come, all the chief priests and elders of the people took counsel against Yahshua to put him to death. And when they had bound him, they led him away and delivered him to Pontius Pilate, the governor. Then Judas, which had betrayed him, when he saw that he was condemned, repented himself and brought again the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and elders, saying, I have sinned, and that I have betrayed the innocent blood. And they said, what is that to us? See thou to that. And he cast down the pieces of silver in the temple and departed and went and hanged himself. And the chief priest took the silver pieces and said, it is not lawful for us to put them into the treasury, because it is the price of blood. And they took counsel and bought with them the potter's field. What did Zechariah prophesy? That they took the silver and bought a potter's field. Knowledge, 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 knowledge. What did we read this at, K. Judah? Now, let me show you how somebody tried to come to my channel one time, and I just want to tell y'all these testimonies. Somebody came to my channel one time, and the Lord put in my spirit immediately that this dude did not come over here because he was trying to get knowledge. He was trying to trip me up and say, well, it say Jeremiah right there. So I had to go back to Zechariah and show him, okay, but we know who prophesied it, though. It was Zacharias and not Jeremiah. So that's not no big deal, brother, because all we got to do is go read. And then he just fled out the chat. He didn't write no more. I say, boy, thank you, Father. Boy, you put it in my spirit because you know that Satan going to send his people over here to try to trip things up and think they going to catch me in my words. And now I do my due diligence. So let me read what this dude tried to ask me. He thought he caught me up on this. This is verse 8. Wherefore that field was called the field of blood unto this day. Then fulfilled that was spoken by Jeremiah the prophet. But it wasn't prophesied by Jeremiah, y'all. We just read it was Zacharias, right? Then was fulfilled that which was spoken by Jeremiah the prophet, saying, and they took the 30 pieces of silver, the price of him that was value, whom they of the children of Israel did value, and they gave them for the potter's field, and as the Lord appointed me. So there you go, y'all. It wasn't Jeremiah. We read it was Zacharias who prophesied the 30 pieces of silver. So because it say Jeremiah right there, did you not know? See, this why I say, man, you got to do your due diligence, dog. Did y'all not know that Zechariah was a contemporary of Jeremiah? Negro, I see you thought you had something, but I know that Zechariah is a contemporary of his brother Jeremiah. So the prophecy that they prophesied was in close proximity one to another. So somebody got it wrong and put Jeremiah instead of Zechariah, because we know they was in the 7-year Babylonian captivity together with Ezekiel, Daniel, Jeremiah, Zachariah, Zephaniah. Go start at verse 1 of each one of these chapters, and you're going to find something very interesting, that all these men prophesied in the Babylonian 70-year captivity. Talk about dispensations of time. Negro timeline. Stop it, nigga. Yeah, he ran out the chat. I'm not playing. He took out running. Because he came in the chat, and you could just tell the way he asked the question. Well, it say Jeremiah right there. And I say, but who prophesied it? Jeremiah. I say, did you read it, or do you just making a statement? So I went and got Zacharias on him. I say, Zachariah prophesied it. Boy, that boy took off. That boy was gone. That boy was gone. Now, we understand that I keep telling people through the translations, certain things got messed up. Just like if you go into the Bible right now, you're going to find Easter, but we know it's supposed to be Passover, right? Or sometimes you might find in the Bible where it say Feast of Unleavened Bread, then Passover. But all I got to do is go to Leviticus chapter 23, and it's going to tell me Passover come before Feast of Unleavened Bread. So why I'm going to get bent out of shape, folk, man? I know how to read. And guess what? I just bought me, and thank you to my brother Shawshan for letting me know that it's legit. I just bought me an ancient Hebrew scroll, Torah, from Genesis to Deuteronomy. And it's going to take me some time to get this Hebrew down. But I just bought me one, though. Because I want to get understanding of things. That don't mean I got to come on the platform and try to teach everything I'm learning. I've been studying history. I just bought me a Hebrew book. And my brother Sham, I know if I need to know anything, I just can call my brother. So I just want to get knowledge, y'all. I just want to know things for myself. So if I ever get in a battle, I know. Some come up, I know. That's what you equip yourself for the battle. Because Christ say, who gonna fight for me against the evildoers? Who gonna fight for me, y'all? Who gonna stand up and fight for me? That's what Christ asks. That's what Christ asks. And guess who we've been fighting against ever since? Our own brothers who out here deceiving their own people. Our own brothers who out here deceiving their own people. The one West understanding and a way of life and thought, it did wake a lot of brothers and sisters up, I'm not gonna lie. But they have not elevated to a higher understanding of the scriptures. And that's why they go to FOP and steal lessons off of these men's channels, off of my brother's channels, and go do, dog, y'all don't understand what just happened. ISUPK, who never believed Root was an Israelite, used to argue people down. Root was a Moabite. Root was a Moabite. Man, they have taken everything off of FOPE channel, the whole lesson, and went and did a debate on Sinetta channel and saying that Root is an Israelite. Now, guess what? When me and Brother Yehuda did that lesson, it took me 13 hours to put everything together that I needed to put together. It took Yehuda time to gather his information. And me and my brother did that lesson together. And people got a understanding and said, wow, brother, y'all broke it down. I finally can see that Root is an Israelite. These niggas went to the channel and stole the lesson because they didn't put the time and effort into it, standing in another man's lot, and went and did a debate with FOPE class. So why you ain't just say, yeah, bro, we learned this from some other brothers? Because if I learn stuff from one of y'all, I'm going to get a credit and say, hey, I heard my brother and sister say this. And thank y'all for the understanding. I'm going to give credit where it's due. I learned stuff from Pastor Kelly that our names was already written in the book of life. I didn't come on my panel and say, y'all, look what I found out. I say, man, I learned this from Pastor Kelly, that our names was already written in the book of life. So y'all see what I mean? Give credit where it's due, dog. If somebody else is laboring and putting effort and time and hours into the study, don't go take the man whole study and then say you the one did the study. That's dirty, dog. Shouldn't do that. You ain't put that time into them hours into putting that together, but you sure stole it and say you did put that time and effort into it. And that's what they just did, y'all. Let me keep going. But anyway, I just showed y'all that Zachariah prophesied a 30 pieces of silver. Judas Iscariot got 30 pieces of silver. He tried to repent himself, and he cast the 30 pieces of silver back at them, and they bought the potter's field because it was the price of blood, right? So Christ was cut asunder, and the two sticks, which is house of Israel and Judah and Jerusalem, he fed the flock of the slaughter. How did he do it? He let us go into captivity. And he allowed the nations to eat us up. So can we get a little bit more? And then I'm going to go and get up out y'all hair. Now, check this out. Okay, we didn't already read Matthew 26, Matthew 27. We proved that they spit on him. We proved that he gave his back to the smiters. We didn't prove a lot. Now, this is what I want to prove. I want to show y'all that sometimes you have to be careful. Because the Bible and how it's written is that prophets may say the same thing, but it may be worded different. So David can say in one scripture, you will not leave my soul in hell. But then in another scripture, you will not leave my soul in the grave. He's talking about the same thing, man. Talking about the same thing. So you got to use hell in the context that is being used in that chapter. Because we know hell can be the lake of fire. We know hell is Sheol. Right? But watch how David used it. Psalm 16, 10 and 11. Psalm 16, 10 and 11. Psalm 16, and verse 10 and 11. For thou would not leave my soul in hell, neither would thou suffer thy Holy One to see corruption. Is this talking about David, y'all? No, it's not talking about David. David saw corruption. Yahshua didn't see corruption. To see corruption means David decomposed. He turned back to the dust. Yahshua never turned back to the dust. He was on in the grave for 3 days and 3 nights. He never saw corruption. So this is not talking about David. You see how it's a minium of David. But who is this talking about? Yahshua, y'all. He said, you will not leave my soul in hell. This is Yahshua speaking through David. Verse 11, thou wilt show me the path of life. In thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand, there are pleasures forevermore. This is Yahshua. You will not leave my soul in hell. You will not suffer thy Holy One to see corruption. Can I get this out of the mouth for 2 or 3 to let it be established? I think I can. I think I can. Let's go. Let's go, family, to Psalms 49. Psalms 49. Let me see what I want. Psalms 49. Psalms 49 and verse 9, then I'm going to skip down to verse 15. Psalms 49, verse 9, then I'm going to skip down to verse 15. Here you go. I'm going to pick it up at verse 8. He said, for the redemption of their soul is precious, and it sees it forever, that he should still live forever and not see corruption. Right? Jump down to verse 15. Verse 15. But God will redeem my soul from the power of the grave, for he should receive me. Now, y'all see? First he said hell, then he just said the power of the grave. Talking about the same thing. You will not leave my soul in hell, and you would deliver my soul from the power of the grave. So y'all see? You see what I mean? They're not talking about David, y'all. Because David is still in the grave. Yahshua, he was delivered from the power of the grave. That's why the Bible say, you will not allow me to see corruption. Let's go to Acts 13:35 and get this out of the New Testament. Let's get this out of the New Testament. Acts chapter 13. And this is what we mean when we say we testifying of things written in the old. This is Acts chapter 13 and verse 33. It say, God hath fulfilled the same unto us his children, and that he hath raised up Yahshua again. Also it is written, as it is also written, as it is also written, as it is also written. In the second Psalms, thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. And it's concerning that he raised him up from the dead, now no more to return to corruption. And he said on this wise, I will give you the sure mercies of David. Wherefore he said also in another Psalms, thou should not suffer thy Holy One to see corruption. There you go, family. The Bible is a cold piece of work. So this whole Bible is prophesied about Yahshua HaMashiach. This whole Bible is about Yahshua HaMashiach, because his Father have committed all power in heaven and earth into his hands. Christ said the Father judged no man, but have committed all debt unto the Son. This is why the Bible tells you in the New Testament, Yahshua should judge the quick and the dead. Those who are alive and those who are in the grave, the quick and the dead. Let's get a little bit more. And then I'm gone, family. I'm gone after this. Let's get a little bit more. Okay, we done already read about Judas. Now I want to read this one, and I think this will be last. This is Matthew 22 and verse 16. No. I got to get the one about his bones not being broken, and then that'll be last. That'll be last. Okay. So let's go to Matthew 22:16. Matthew 22:16. Oh, no. Okay, yeah. I was just asking. I was like, hold on, man. I say, hey, because a lot of times I'll be at work listening to y'all. That's why I told you the other day. I said, man, I'm at the plantation, but I'm listening though. And a lot of time when y'all go live, sometimes I'll be knocked out, bro. But Matthew, Psalms 22:16. Check this out. Psalms 22, verse 16. And it reads, for dogs have compassed me. The assembly of the wicked have enclosed me. They pierced my hands and my feet. They pierced my hands and my feet. Let me say it one more time. They pierced my hands and my feet. What did Thomas tell Yahshua? I'm not going to believe unless I can put my hands in his side and see the holes. Unless I can put my hands in his side and see the holes of his hand. Did not Thomas say that? Okay, I got you. I got you, brother. That's how I come, man. I don't even be on Facebook like that. All I do is support my promote my clothing line and share my lives from here to Facebook, man. But yeah, I don't be dealing with people on Facebook. I be getting people on Facebook talking about, hey, we feeding the children over here. You think you can donate and cash out some money? I'll be like, man, come on, man. Like, a lot of these people be scamming, boy. For real. You got to be careful. A lot of people be scamming, boy. So y'all see that he said dogs have compassed me. So I'm at 137. Y'all about to go and shut it down. So I don't want this to drag on too long. So he just said dogs have compassed me, right? He said they pierced my hands and my feet. Did that happen to David? No, that didn't happen to David. That did not happen to David. Who did it happen to? We got to see. Hold on, y'all. Appreciate it, Short Sham. Yeah, man. I'm gonna do a commentary on my brother Short Sham and Elder Quanat and Sister Naphtali when they was on Sinetta. Cause I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. That woman named Nepal, that woman need to put God's word down. This woman said that God allowed child sacrifice in the Bible. She said that God wanted Abraham to sacrifice his son, and she don't even know that that was an allegorical expression. What you mean, K. Judah? When he told Abraham to sacrifice his son, all he was showing Abraham is what he was about to do to his son. That's why he said, take now your son, your only son, Isaac, whom thou lovest. Because the Most High used Isaac as an allegorical expression that represented Yahshua. That's why when Abraham turned around, what did he find? A lamb caught in the thicket. He said God will prepare himself a lamb. I thought Isaac was the lamb, but he wasn't, family. It went way over Isaac's head. It went way beyond Abraham. Yahshua was letting Abraham know, and the Father was letting Abraham know. The same thing you displaying, that's what I'm about to do to my son. That's why I tell you in the New Testament that when Abraham did that, it was allegorical and it represented a figure. What he portrayed with Isaac that represented Yahshua. So he didn't want him to sacrifice his son. God don't require children sacrifice. This woman is a liar. She should not be teaching the Bible, man. She just say all type of abominable things. Stuff she don't even understand. I wish I would have been up there. I would have told her, did you not know that there was an allegorical expression? What you mean allegorical? That was nothing but Abraham displaying with Isaac what Yah was going to do with Yahshua. That was it. That's why he told him, touch not the child. So why he didn't let him go through with the sacrifice? Because it was allegorical. It meant something. It was an expression. Put the Bible down, lady. Okay, here you go, y'all. I found it. This is John chapter 20 and verse 27 to 31. I knew it was in John 22. I don't know why. John 20 and 27 to 31. And it reads, then said he to Thomas, reach hither thy finger, and behold my hands. And reach hither thy hand, and thrust it into my side. And be not faithless, but believing. Now, what did Thomas say? I'm not going to believe unless I can put my finger through the holes of his hand and through his side. So when Yahshua came in the house, he went straight to Thomas. Here go my hands. Here go my side. What did the Bible tell you? Dogs have compassed me. They pierced my hands and my feet. What did they do to his side, K. Judah? Let's go get it. And then this is going to be last. This is going to be last. Yep, this will be last right here, y'all. Let's go, family, to Psalms 34 and verse 20. And then I'm going to get the precept in John chapter 19, verse 32. Psalms 34, verse 20, and then John chapter 19 and verse 32. So Psalms 34 and 20. And this will be last. Psalms 34 and verse 20, and this will be last. If anybody go read, the Most High never required children sacrifice, ever. How the Lord gonna require something and then get mad at them for doing it? He was mad at them for sacrificing their children. He didn't require that. But this woman on the big platform talking about in the Bible, God required Israel to sacrifice their children. Oh, he told Abraham to sacrifice Isaac. She don't know what she talking about. She just be talking, y'all. That was an allegorical expression. Many things are allegorical in the Bible, man, that God used that represent one thing, like he's showing you one thing, but it represents something else. Like Isaac represented Yahshua. Straight up. He represented Yahshua. Psalms 34, verse 20. (34) and verse 20. And it reads, he keepeth all his bones. Not one of them is broken. Y'all heard that? He keepeth all his bones. Not one of them is broken. It's not talking about no David. Who is this talking about, K. Judah? Let's go get it. Let's go to John chapter 19 and verse 32. And this will be last, family. I pray somebody got some understanding. I pray that Yahshua and the Most High Yah gave you the spiritual nuggets that you can go back and write this down, family, please, and study these things, and you will see that when you read the scriptures, you have to know what dispensation of time that it's talking about, because some things can be for that time, like talking about David and his sins, and then it can switch and talk about Yahshua and things that never happened yet at the time it was being written, but it was going to be manifested and come to pass when it was supposed to come to pass. And a lot of things came to pass when he walked the earth. All these things we just read. His mother's children was angry with him. He just told you dogs can pass me roundabout. That was his mother's children. They was mocking him. They was laughing at him. They was scoffing at him. He was the keeper of the vineyards, but his own vineyard have he not kept. Did you not know they cast Christ out of Jerusalem? Christ was crucified outside of the camp. He was crucified outside of Jerusalem. They cast this man out of his own vineyard. That's what that means, y'all. He said, cast me out of my vineyard. He was crucified outside Jerusalem, not within Jerusalem, because they cast him out of his own vineyard. And let me say this. While our fathers had the audacity to cast Yahshua out of Jerusalem, did you not know Melchizedek, king of Salem, is short for Jerusalem? So Jerusalem belonged to the Lord way before he gave you the land. That's why he told you have to follow my land, because it ain't your land, it's the Lord's land. He just gave it to you and allowed you to inhabit his land. That's why when you read in Revelations 22, it say New Jerusalem coming down from God. That means it was already in heaven before you was even thought of. Jerusalem been God's land. It's been his sanctuary. It's been his habitation. He always look over that precious land. So what you talking about? Man, boy, I tell you, boy. Let's go to John 19, man. The Lord is just feeding your spiritual soul. But a lot of people talking about you can't find Yahshua in the Bible. Boy, we just found them all throughout the Bible today. Stop it. Stop it. Like your teacher will tell you, stop it, Johnny, and sit down before I call your mom. Sit down. Man, just put Johnny in the corner. That's what I do. Put him in the corner. Let him stand there on some stools till his legs hurt. I bet you'll get it together then. John chapter 19. None of his bones was broken. Not one of them. Can I find this in the scriptures? I think I can. John 19, verse 32. And it reads, verse 31. The Jews, therefore, because it was the preparation that the body should not remain upon the cross on the Sabbath day. For that Sabbath day was a high day. What do they mean? It was a high feast day, y'all. It was a feast day. That's what it means. That Sabbath day was a high feast day. Don't you know we keep our feast days like Sabbaths? Did y'all know that? That's why on the first day you can't work, can't do nothing. And on the last day you can't work and you can't do nothing. Like a Sabbath day. We keep our feast days for 7 days. When it's the Sabbath day, on the 7th day. So that's why they say that Sabbath was a high day, because it was a feast day. The Jews, therefore, because it was the preparation that the body should not remain upon the cross on the Sabbath day, for that Sabbath was a high day, besought Pilate that their legs might be broken and that they might be taken away. Then came the soldier and brake the legs of the first and of the other, which was crucified with him. But when they came to Yahshua and saw that he was dead already, they break not his legs. But one of the soldiers with a spear pierced his side, and forthwith came there out blood and water. And he that saw it bare record, and his record is true. And he knoweth that he said true, that ye might believe. For these things was done, that the scripture should be fulfilled. A bone of him should not be broken. And again in another scripture said, they shall look on him whom they have pierced. So I pray somebody got some understanding. I pray that today's lesson help you. I pray that as you read the scriptures, that you would meditate on the scriptures. Take your time with the scriptures. Don't rush the word. But let the word marinate in your mind, like marinating some steaks, sirloin with a good baked potato and asparagus. I'm getting a little carried away, but let me get back on track. Woo, woo. It sounded good. Take your time, family, and let Yah bring things to you that man cannot bring to you. I told my brother Timothy, it's good to learn from people. But when you read those scriptures for yourself, Tim, God gonna reveal things to you that he ain't revealed to nobody else, that nobody can boast and say, well, I taught you that. That's why I read for myself, brother. So I know it's coming directly, and my source is Yah. I listen to my brother Shasham. I learn a lot from my brother Shasham. I glean from other people. But I'm in this book for self, so I can get the understanding so I don't be deceived. So I love y'all, family. I pray. Thank you, Positive, for the products. Thank you. I can't wait till my cocoa butter get here so I can just glisten, put it all on my body and just glisten in the sun, and just show out, just walk amongst the heathen while the sun punching them. I'm laughing. But y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day, family. And I say many blessings to mighty Zion. Big salute, family.
And it happened. Alexander the Greek took the earth like a captain. Killed the king of Persia, caught him slipping like he napping. The whole earth quiet before this man, he had power. Winning all them wars, lift his heart up like a tower. Then he got sick, called his men, split the kingdom. Crowns upon their head, but they multiplied evil. Wicked Israelites made a covenant with heathens. They doing the same thing right now, I can't believe them. Gentiles had them scared, Antiochus took Egypt. Next stop Jerusalem, he about to test the people. They took the showbread, golden altar, and menorah. All of this keep happening cause we keep breaking Torah. Antiochus went back to his lane with to celebrate. 2 years later he put fire to them heaven gates. Burned Jerusalem down, took out women and he made them slaves. Letter from the king, everybody one people. So if you follow laws that ain't the king's, you better leave them. But if we leave our laws, then our God gonna leave us. Many Israelites went to Father when they heeded, sacrificing swine on the altar, stopping us from doing the burnt and the drink offering, profaning the Sabbath, knowing that it's gonna cost us. If we don't do these laws, it's gonna cost us. But the spirit of Maccabees, if you wanna keep the laws and commandments, follow me. It's the spirit of Maccabees. If you wanna keep the laws and commandments, follow me. Gay, hey, ain't no time for compromise. Need to show thyself a man. The heathens doing the same tricks, they about to do it all again. We going to war on Shabbat, tell the heathens we ain't playing. If you serious about them laws, out together we can stand. Don't be scared of the multitude, he go intervene. It ain't about the numbers, about power from Shemaim. Allah, Allah, Bahadam, Allah with the Malakim. Power in the blood, power with the mighty king. Back to the story, they want war out the war. Got the land back, but the land was so torn. Ash upon their heads and they even ripped their gum. Got the land back, but the land was so torn. So they dedicated the sanctuary, built new altars. It might not be perfect, but we still keeping our culture. Go get that menorah, put them lights up in that temple. About to give them praise for everything we done been through. The feast of dedication.
And for all the brothers and sisters who say there is no Yahshua, I pity you, man.
That nigga lying.
In the words of my beloved sister August Dreams, thank y'all for coming to the Lions Den with the CUC family and the FOPE family and all the beloved brothers and sisters in the chat. Let's get it. and Yahshua HaMashiach in the Most High Yah. What do your word always do, Father?
Finish him.
And your brother K. Judah want to say, Shalom.